Good afternoon, welcome to VANIKIAS. We'll start discussing environment MCQs. And first question is about National Green Tribunal. Okay. So, National Green Tribunal can hear cases related to which of the following acts? Related to which of the following acts, National Green Tribunal can hear the cases. First is Water Prevention Control and Pollution Act 1972. The Biological Diversity Act 2002, Environment Protection Act 1986, Wildlife Protection Act 1972. So, which of the following statement is correct? Here, this 1, 2, 3 statements are correct regarding National Green Tribunal. Wildlife Protection Act, this is not coming under National Green Tribunal, right? Because it's not about the trees, it's about wildlife. So, 4 statement is not there. So, 1, 2, 3, all the options are correct. Okay. There are other acts like, for example, Public Liability Insurance Act 1991, Public Liability Insurance Act 1991, Air Prevention and Pollution Act 1981, Air Prevention or Pollution Act of Pollution Act 1981, okay, and Water Prevention and Pollution Act of 1974. So this Wildlife Protection Act is not there. So 1, 2, 3 options are right regarding National Green Tribunal. Okay. Entity has a power of civil court. It can summon anybody. Next question. Question number second. Fit for 55 package is recently seen in the news. Fit for 55 package. It is related to energy security or it is related to climate change. Okay. It is related to energy security or it is related to climate change. Or it is related to global public health or internal security. What is Fit for 55? It is a package by European Union designed to reduce European Union's greenhouse gas. So it is related to climate change. So B is the answer. Okay. Next, which of the following is correctly matched? Correctly matched. Bindawas Wildlife Sanctuary, Haryana. Sultanpur National Park, Uttar Pradesh. Thol Wildlife Sanctuary, that is Gujarat. Or Wadhan Wetland, Kerala. Which of these are correctly matched? Correctly matched is this Bindawas Wildlife Sanctuary is in Haryana. That's right. Sultanpur is also Haryana. It's not Uttar Pradesh. It is also Haryana. Then Tholak, that is in Gujarat. That is right. Wadhwana, it is also in Gujarat. So these are yes, these national parks. So Bindawas, that is in Haryana. That is right. So the yes. So 1 and 3 options are correct. Okay. Sultanpur National Park is not in Uttar Pradesh. It is in Haryana. Consider the following statements. Geoengineering techniques that intend to limit amount of sunlight that reaches to earth. What will reduce the amount of sunlight that reaches earth? That is lightening colors of the crops leaves through genetic modification, whitening the road surfaces and rooftops, placing giant mirrors in space to reflect sunlight, massive spraying of aerosols in the earth's atmosphere. Which of the following are the geoengineering techniques that intend to limit the amount of sunlight that reaches the earth? So here all the options are correct regarding, because lightning crop that leaves, yes, color of the crop, if you change the color of crop leaves, obviously that will process more photosynthesis. Whitening of road surfaces, because white color has 100% reflective power. That means the amount of it that incident on white color reflected back. Okay. Placing giant mirrors in space to reflect sunlight. Placing giant mirrors in space to reflect sunlight, for example, that will also, it can also reduces the reduces the sunlight. Massive spraying of aerosols in the atmosphere, that will also reflect or absorb. So all the, consider the following statements regarding bird migration. Bird migration is a regular seasonal movement along flyway between breeding and wintering grounds. Migrating birds navigate using celestial cues from the sun and stars, the Earth's magnetic field, and the mental maps. Which of the following statements are correct? It's a regular, yes, well, it's a regular seasonal movement along flyway between breeding and wintering grounds. Navigate, yes. Here, generally, yes. How they navigate? They navigate by celestial, that is by observing the suns and stars, Earth magnetic field, and mental maps. On this basis, the bird migration occurs. So both of one and two options are right. Okay. Consider the following statements regarding Operation Olivia. What is Operation Olivia? This is Operation Olivia. It is conducted by Crime Control Bureau. It aims to protect olive ridley turtles every year when they start nesting along the Odisha coast for breeding. Odisha coast, Rusikila river mouth, I have said olive ridley turtles. And it involves round the clock surveillance near the breeding place. It is conducted by Wildlife Crime Control Bureau. No, this is wrong actually. Operation Olivia, it is started in 1980s. It is started by the Indian Coast Guard. Okay. So first statement is wrong. It is started by Indian Coast Guard. Indian Coast Guard has started Operation Olivia. So 2 and 3 options will be right option. It is every year they start nesting along the Odisha coast, and the responsibility is round the clock monitoring. Right. So 2 and 3 options will be right option. Consider the following statements regarding gas hydrates. Gas hydrates occur naturally in some marine sediments within permafrost. Their decomposition can release large amount of methane that could impact Earth climate. Sudden release of pressurized methane gas from ocean base may cause submarine landslides, which in turn can trigger tsunamis. So first, occur naturally in some marine sediments within permafrost. The first statement is right. This is gas hydrates. This occurs naturally in some marine sediments. Permafrost means where permanently, suppose frozen, the land which is permanently frozen, that is permafrost. That their decomposition can release large amount of methane that could impact the earth climate. Yes, first this statement is right also, because if their decomposition occurs, then that will release huge amount of methane, and methane is a very potent greenhouse gas, so that will impact the atmosphere. Sudden release of pressurized methane gas. Sudden release of pressurized methane gas from ocean base may cause submarine landslides. So submarine landslide can occur, which in turn can trigger tsunamis. Yes, if sudden release of methane from the ocean waste occurs, that may cause submarine landslides, and that will can cause bigger tsunamis. So especially here, all the statements are correct. That is regarding gas hydrates. Consider the following statements regarding ocean deoxygenation. Deoxygenation. Ocean deoxygenation is the maximum reduction of oxygen minimum zones in the world's ocean. Oxygen minimum zones, okay, as a consequence of anthropogenic emissions of carbon dioxide. Oxygen is a less soluble warm. Oxygen is less soluble in warmer water. Yes, less soluble in warmer water. The areas of water that is depleted of dissolved oxygen is called as anoxic waters. Where there is no oxygen, those water where there is oxygen is not present, that are called as anoxic waters. So that is, it is right. So what is ocean deoxygenation? Ocean deoxygenation means when maximum area of ocean become deoxygenated, that means that lacks oxygen. Okay, ocean deoxygenation is the expansion of oxygen minimum zones. Okay, it is expansion of oxygen minimum zones. Some of oxygen minimum zones. That means those areas where minimum oxygens are there, that expands. That is ocean deoxygenation. So here 2 and 3 options will be the right answer. Changes in the ecosystem such as pollution. Yes, first bioindicator means that if any changes occurs to the environment, this mosses lichens their bioindicators. They so it gets the changes. It cannot be cloned or genetically engineered. This is wrong. It can be cloned. It can be cloned. Right. It is wrong. It can be cloned and genetically engineered. It does not contain mRNA. Specifically, you cannot say that this does not contain mRNA. It may contain mRNA. Right. So this statement is wrong. Only is the answer. How can we say that a bioindicator do not contain mRNA? Right. So that is the general composition. So one only is the answer. Which of the following is true with respect? In recently also within last 2 3 months, when the Adadika Amrit moisture function occurred, almost 20. The phenomenon of increasing concentration of a substance such as toxic material in the tissues of tolerant organisms, such as successively higher levels in a food chain, is known as bioaccumulation, biosparging, biomagnification, biodilution. What is in yes, increasing concentration of a substance, that is toxic chemicals. Obviously, this is biomagnification. At each topic level, the concentration of toxicity will increase. Higher the topic level, there will be higher toxicity, higher concentration of toxic mass, biomagnification. So C is the answer. So the topmost in the topic level, we see biomagnification, highest in biomagnification. Which of the following species are naturally found in India? Flying squirrel, golden langur, koala, red-headed vulture. Naturally found in India. Yes. Flying squirrel is there. Then golden langur also it is right. India golden langur is it is found in India in the especially foothills of the western Assam, neighboring Assam block, Bhutan region. Right, the golden langur is we get it golden langur, right? Then flying squirrel also it is found in India. It is found in other tropical regions of Asia as well. So next is your red-headed vulture. Red-headed red-headed vulture it is called as Asian king vulture, right? Mm, that is especially seen in Pondicherry. It's in Pondicherry region. Red-headed vulture is Pondicherry. Red-headed vultures is seen. Golden langur Himalayan foothills, and flying squirrel that is found in the tropical temperate forest of Asia, right, in India and on India as well. But this koala it is found in Australia. Koala is found in Australia, so especially 1 to 4 option is right. So C is right. What is the following national and international events monitor ozone pollution? Ozone pollution, Gothenburg Protocol, Bonn Protocol, National Air Quality Index, System of Air Quality Index, and weather forecasting. What is right with respect to the international events that monitors ozone pollution? So it is Gothenburg Protocol, National Air Quality Index, System of Air Quality, weather forecasting. But Bonn Convention that is not related to the ozone pollution. It is related to Bonn Convention related to migratory species. Migratory species. Bonn Convention. Okay. Next. In what ways do naturally occurring wildfires play an integral role? Wildfires they help return nutrients to the soil. Yes, wildfires returning of nutrients to the soil. They act as disinfectant. They allow sunlight to reach the forest floor, enabling new generation of seedling to grow. Yes, so it is also right. New generations seedling will be also that will grow by forest fires, right? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, all those statements are correct regarding forest fires. Forest fires are not always bad. Uh, they increase the heat temperature, they produce carbon dioxide, that other problem exists. But they also act as disinfectant. Their new type of species are generated, priming succession occurs. So 1, 2, 3, all those statements are correct. But the source of the is arsenic contamination, which is the following are the sources of arsenic contamination, that is weathering of rocks, minerals followed by leaching and sunroof, intense exploitation of groundwater, uh, iron co-precipitation, burning of coal, which are the following are source of arsenic contamination. Okay. Weathering of rocks. It is a yes. It will followed by leaching that causes arsenic contamination because that will leach the groundwater. And intense exploitation of groundwater also that causes arsenic contamination. Then burning of coal, it can also cause arsenic contamination. But iron precipitation means it is reaching the source, reaching the ground. So this three will be wrong. So 1 to 4 options will be right. That causes arsenic contamination. When excessive amount of arsenic occurs in the in water, that that is called as iron contamination. And to remove this iron contamination, this iron co-participation is used. This method is used, iron co-participation, to remove arsenic contamination. So it is opposite to arsenic contamination. So 1 to 4 options will be right options. Consider the following statements. Cetaceans are a group of marine mammals that includes dolphin, porpoise, and whales. Bottlenose dolphins inhabit warm and temperate seas worldwide and are found everywhere except Arctic and Antarctic circle regions. Bottlenose dolphins. Bottlenose dolphins have very high immunity levels and there are no cases of viral infection reported in them. How this is possible? This is not the case. It will be almost impossible. So three option is wrong. So one and two options are right. Cetaceans are group of marine animals include dolphins, porpoises. Porpoises are in whales. Porpoises are similar to dolphins. Bottlenose dolphins inhabit in warm and temperate areas of worldwide and found everywhere except the Arctic and Antarctic circle regions. So do not find in the heavy cold areas. So obviously one and two options will be the right options. In India, black panther can be found in which of the following places? Black panther, Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve, Onsi Dandali Sanctuary, Tadawandari Tiger Reserve, or Kabini Wildlife Sanctuary. In which areas will you will find black panther? Here, all the rest Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve, Kabini Wildlife Sanctuary, Onsi Dandali. This is in Karnataka. Onsi Dandali. This is in Karnataka. Okay, black panther can also be found, right? Then Tadawandari, that is in Maharashtra. Tadawandari, it is in Maharashtra. So then Nilgiri, that is in Tamil Nadu. They in this all those options are right. Black panther can be found. Okay, dark colored tiger, but black panther is called as black panther. Right. It's a leopard. Okay, leopard, black color leopard. Chang Changthang Wildlife Sanctuary, recently seen in use, is located in Chhattisgarh, West Bengal, Ladakh, and Meghalaya. Changthang Wildlife Sanctuary, obviously it will be in Ladakh. You can observe the name Changthang Wildlife Sanctuary. It's in Ladakh. Consider the following statements. Panthera is a genus of large wild cats that include Leo jaguar. Tiger is the largest of all wild cats. India is the only country having tiger as its national animal. What is right regarding tiger? So whenever you see only, then chances that this will be wrong, right? So it is Bangladesh because national tiger is it is in Bangladesh. It is also tiger. It is in Malaysia, South Korea that has tiger as national animal. So 3 is wrong. So 1 and 2 options are right. Lion, leopard, and jaguar. Panther is a genus. That is a Panthera genus. Panthera tigris. So 1 and 2 options will be right. Okay. The stage is all set for translocation of cheetah from Africa to India. In this context, which of the following animals cannot be translocated? Rhinos, bisons, wolves, tigers. Which cannot be translocated? Uh, question is the correct answer is 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 or D. Obviously, the answer is 2. All of them can be translocated. They can be taken from one environment to another environment easily. Right. These rhinos, bisons, wolves, tigers, they can be taken from one environment to another environment and can be translocated. So D is the answer. Coal bed methane. What is coal bed methane? It is used as a feedstock for fertilizers, compressed natural gas, auto fuel, steel plants, steel plants, and methanol production. What is coal bed methane? Where it is used? It is like a shale gas that is extracted from unconventional gas reservoirs that is extracted. This coal bed methane, it is one type of shale gas. And the gas is extracted directly from rock, right? So this shale gas is directly from rock, and here it is from coal. So CBM or coal bed methane, it is directly from coal. It is released. So it is can be used as a feedstock for fertilizers. Whenever the questions like application, generally all the options are right. CBM coal bed methane can be used as a feedstock for fertilizers. Then is compressed natural gas, auto fuel, steel plants, and methanol production. In all the cases, CBM can be used. So all the options are correct. Coal bed methane is formed during the process of qualification, the transformation of plant material into coal. Water discharges from CBM development can potentially pollute downstream water sources. CBM can be used as a feedstock for fertilizers. CBM can be used as a feedstock for fertilizers. Which of the following statements are correct regarding CBM? CBM, yes. So CBM is formed during the process of qualification, that is transformation from plant material to coal. Whenever plant stays to a huge amount of plants, they, I mean, they under the soil, they convert into coal. Okay. Water discharge from CBM development can potentially pollute the downstream and water sources, obviously, and that coal and methane, that is that can the water that is discharged from CBM development, that will be dangerous or harmful. CBM can be used as a feedstock for fertilizers. Yes, it can be used. So 1, 2, 3, all the options are correct regarding CBM. Coal bed methane. Okay. Next question. Consider the following statements. Leopards can occupy diverse habitats and at all altitude across Africa and Asia. Snow leopards cannot roar, has longest tail of all the big cats which come into handy for balance while hunting in long cliffs. Has snow leopard cannot roar and has longest tail. And the snow leopard is a state animal of Ladakh and Himachal Pradesh. Which of the following statements are true? Yes. First statement is right. Leopards can occupy diverse habitats in all altitudes across Asia and Africa. Snow leopards cannot roar and has the longest tail of all the big cats, which comes in handy for balance while hunting along the cliffs. So these are they cannot roar and they have strong longest tail, and so that's why it is easily it can hunt. The snow leopard is a state animal of Ladakh and Himachal Pradesh. This is also right in Spiti Valley High Literacy. So 1, 2, 3, all the options are correct regarding snow leopard. Consider the following statements regarding aerosols. What is aerosols? Aerosols influence climate by changing the amount of heat that gets into our atmosphere by affecting the way clouds form. So aerosol takes a big part in cloud forming. They influence climate. Examples of aerosols are fog, forest exudates, particulate air pollutants, and smoke. So this is also right. Some aerosols reflect sound rays and beam on them and bounce the rays back out of the atmosphere. This is also right. That's why it is said that to reduce the temperature of Earth atmosphere, we can also apply aerosols. So all the options are correct here. Okay. Consider the following statements. In India, the native cheetah species was the Asiatic cheetah, which went extinct before India's independence. Today, cheetahs are mainly present in Southern Africa countries. Iran is the only country having Asiatic cheetah in wild. Now, Namibia, we have brought it from Namibia, so this statement is obviously wrong. Asiatic cheetah. So, it is considered about Asiatic cheetah. So, yes, Asiatic cheetah is it is wild in Iran. The cheetah are vulnerable by IUCN. The IUCN status of cheetah is vulnerable. This is right. Iran is the only country where Asiatic cheetah is in wild. Okay. Then in India, native species of Asiatic cheetah extinct before Indians independence. No, after Indian independence, around 1952, it has got in. They are extinct. They gone extinct. So first statement is wrong. So 2, 3 option, 2, 3, 4 option are right regarding Asiatic cheetah. Recent relocation of cheetah from Namibia to India was the first in the world where large carnivore was relocated from one continent to another continent. The conservation of cheetah will revive grassland forest and its biome and habitat. Safeguard Wildlife Sanctuary, which is previously assessed the translocation of Asiatic lion, is also uh, located in Madhya Pradesh. No, that is Safeguard Wildlife Sanctuary, that is in Rajasthan, not in Madhya Pradesh. So this statement is wrong. It's in Rajasthan. First statement is right. The relocation of cheetah Namibia to India is fast in the world. Conservation of cheetah will revive grassland, forest, and biome habitat. So one and two options are right. Consider the following statements regarding Wildlife Crime Control Bureau. Wildlife Crime Control Bureau, it is established under the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act. This statement is wrong. This is because it is established under Wildlife Protection Act. Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, that led to formation of the Wildlife Control Bureau. It is mandated to establish centralized wild crime. Which of the following are the advantages of bioremediation technique? Advantages of bioremediation technique. It is useful for the absolute destruction of wide variety of contaminants. It is relatively less expensive than other technologies for disposal of hazardous waste. Bioremediation technique. What is bioremediation especially? Where we can use biological organisms to for waste treatment. Okay, that is bioremediation. Useful for absolute destruction of wide variety of contaminants. Yes, destruction of a wide variety of contaminants. Sewage can be destroyed. It is relatively less expensive. Yes, disposal of hazardous waste. It can be carried out on site without causing major disturbance of normal activities. Just leave them bacteria. Genetic engineering can be used to create microorganisms specifically designed for biodegradation. It can be created. So whenever it is can be, generally the answers are right. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the statements are correct regarding bioremediation and use of different bacteria like oil in case of oil spill. This can be done. That is bioremediation. Consider the following statements regarding solid wastes. Solid waste to energy plants. Solid waste to energy plants. The processing waste into biofuel is carbon negative. The processing of waste into biofuel is carbon negative. Solid waste into energy plants. Yes, waste to energy plants can convert salt water to potable fresh water. Yes, it can convert the salt water to potable fresh water, so we can consume. That is the new technologies. The residue gas can be used for manufacturing cinder blocks. Yes, whenever there is can, then the answers are right. So here all the statements are correct regarding solid waste to energy plants. It is carbon negative, and thing is that it can convert salt water to fresh water. Okay, next question. What is carbon neutrality? What do you mean by carbon neutrality? Carbon neutrality refers to achieving net zero carbon dioxide emission. Net zero carbon dioxide emission, which we have promised in Glasgow Summit, Climate Summit in COP26. So, first of statement is right. It can be achieved through carbon offsetting and elimination of carbon dioxide altogether. Carbon offsetting and elimination of carbon dioxide both are right. Carbon offsetting means you are plantation of trees or you are reducing the emission. Both you have to do it. Plantation of trees will cause carbon offsetting, but also eliminating carbon dioxide emission. For example, from BS4 we shifted to BS6. So it has become better. So elimination of carbon dioxide reduced. Renewable energy will always produce zero carbon emission. No, it is not. Do not always produce zero carbon emissions. So whenever there is always a chances, they are wrong. One and two options are right with respect to carbon neutrality, that is the amount of carbon emitted to the atmosphere is equal to the amount of carbon that is avoided by the atmosphere.